action. Okay. On the back page of your study guide, number 27, I need everybody to get this question right. Where does it say we start at? -8. Write that down first. What does it say we do next? Add 9, then what?
-2.
Then what?
-5.
Then what?
+12.
Very good. Now, if I were you, I would just put that in the calculator. If you want to, you can count the spaces up and down the line, but calculator's easier. What do you get? What is the final position of point A?
6.
So I get +6?
Yep.
Okay, last year this was on your 9 weeks test twice. So hopefully it will be again this year. These are the kind of problems I need you to triple check. Okay, we cannot miss these. Everybody's got to get it. Any questions on it? Easy peasy?
Yep.
Got it? Alright. Move up to the top. Okay. So if you go somewhere and you see somebody that you haven't seen in a long time, and you say, man, they have really changed. What does that mean?
They're different.
They're different. They look different or they act different or something. Okay, so when you say somebody has changed, that means they are different. And in math class, what does difference mean? Subtract. Alright, so up at the top, it says, while driving up a mountain, Nathan noticed that the outside temperature had dropped from 9 to -4. Now, some of y'all are just math brained. And you could look at this little thing right here, and you could say, oh, well, I know how much that changed, because you just know. Okay, but for those of us that want to be 100% sure, this is what we're going to do. It says if the temperature drops from 9 to -4, find the change. Change means different, difference means, so we're going to do 9 minus -4. Remember, to get 100, you got to write down everything I write down. 9 minus -4. How many degrees did the temperature change by?
13.
Alright. Now, one other important thing is it says find the absolute value of the change. And sometimes the question may say find the absolute change. It means the same thing. Absolute value is always positive. Do we have a positive answer?
Yeah.
So we're good to go. And the absolute value part of the question just means, like, it doesn't matter if the change is an increase or a decrease. It just wants to know how much it changed. If I gain 5 pounds, how much weight did I gain? 5. If I lose 5 pounds, how much weight did I lose? 5. So the reason it has absolute is it just wants to know how much did it change by. It doesn't care if it's an increase or a decrease. Alright, part B says, as he continued driving, Nathan observed that the elevation increased from -0.5 to 7.8 miles. Find the absolute value of this change. Change means difference. Difference means subtract. So we're going to go -0.5 minus 7.8. -0.5 minus 7.8. What does that give you? Is it recording, Emily?
-8.3.
It gives you -8.3. But this wants to know the absolute value or the absolute change. So what answer choice are we going to pick?
8.3.
Positive 8.3. Absolute value means you're always picking the positive. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Pretty easy?
Yep.
If it asks you to find the change, that means find the difference. What are you going to do? Subtract. Alright. Everybody's good? Alright. Look at the next two. The next two says, a mountain biker begins a trail at campsite A. So I'm going to draw a person. I'm going to draw campsite A. I'm going to draw a little fire. on a fire, that's terrible. Ooh, I can't do that. My fire looks ugly. Put me at 10.
Fire is like one of the easiest things to draw.
Obviously, I struggle. Alright, so there's my tent. There's my camper, my biker. He's biking and camping. Alright, it says the trail descends and his elevation decreases 96 feet. What number represents decreasing 96?
Negative 96.
So we're gonna go down to negative 96. So he's 96 feet below his campsite. Then the trail starts to go up and his elevation increases 128. What are we gonna put on that?
Plus 128.
Plus 128. Alright, so we're gonna put that in the calculator and we're gonna go negative 96 plus 128, and you need to tell me where the biker is right now.
D. Positive 32.
Where's he at?
D.
He is at 32 feet above his campsite. Does everybody agree with that? Negative 96 plus 128 is positive 32. So he is 32 feet above his campsite. Every year I have people put D and they miss the question. Okay, let's read the question now that we know everything that's going on with the guy. At this point, what change in elevation will bring the hiker back to his campsite?
Negative.
What does he need to do to get back down to ground level?
Negative 30.
He needs to go down 32 feet.
Yeah.
Do y'all see how that's kind of tricky and how people miss it all the time? He's at 32 feet. Answer choice D. But the question says, how does he get back to the elevation of his campsite? So he needs to come back down the 32 feet. So the answer choice is
C.
C. Does that make sense? Kind of tricky, but not hard, right? Alright, 26 is exactly the same. Now, I put the exact same question on here twice. What does that mean? Probably gonna see it. Probably gonna see it. Alright, it says a hiker is at camp. I'm gonna try my fire again.
Maybe draw a fire and not the stick.
That's better.
Draw the logs around it too. Oh, that's good.
Here's my fire. Okay, that was a little bit better. Alright, here's my man. Alright, it says the hiker begins hiking a trail at campsite A. As the trail rises, so are we going up or down?
Up.
Up. The elevation increases to 115 feet. So the trail goes up 115 feet. Then the trail starts to descend. The elevation drops 178 feet. The elevation drops 178 feet. So if the hiker goes up 115 and then goes down 178, where is the hiker now?
63 below.
Negative 63 or positive 63?
Yeah.
He's at negative 63 right now. Alright, so if it says, where is the hiker now, what is your answer?
Negative.
He's 63 feet below the campsite. But it says, at this point, what change in elevation will bring the hiker back to his campsite?
Positive 33.
What does he need to do to get back to the campsite?
Positive
He needs to go up 63 feet. Be careful with those. They're not hard, but they are tricky. Alright, so looking at the entire back page, how many of y'all feel like you're gonna get most of those? We got nothing but a calculator question, we've got an absolute value, the change, and then we've got up-down problems. I love the up-down problems, they're my favorite. Are we good? Any questions at all on this back page? Derek, you're good? Gilmer? Emily? Anybody else? Connor? Alright, you can stop it. Emily, you can stop it.